Hi guys, and welcome to AirAbility, your regular dose of lead therapy. And today I'm in the shed, winter's coming in. If you can hear a clicking in the background, that's my newfangled diesel heater, pumping diesel into the heater. So it's just something we're going to have to live with for a couple of months. Anyway, today I'm going to talk about the new FX pocket chronograph. This is absolutely fantastic. You guys will have seen from my previous videos, and the information's in the description below. I've had one of these pocket chronographs, the original version, I don't know, about three and a bit years now, and it's pretty much never failed me. The only thing I've done to it is, because I use it an awful lot, I've actually adjusted it so it will work off a USB rather than the batteries, because that was one of my gripes. It really did eat the batteries. Anyway, more about this version 2. So I'll just have a general chat about it and tell you what I think. So first of all, when you get hold of it, it is tiny compared to the original one. I would say it's between probably about a third of the size of the original one. It's very small, and I have to be honest why I bought this. There are only 2 reasons why I bought this and swapped out my original one, which is working perfectly. The first reason is it fits in my tin box beautifully, and I can take it anywhere without having to store it somewhere else. That's the main reason. I know it's not a good reason. And then the other reason is the fact it's rechargeable. You can see on the side here, it's got a little rubber bung. You pull the side, and it's got one of those new USB leads that go in. I think it's called USB-C, and you can charge the unit up. I've actually been running the unit for quite a while, and I haven't ran it out yet, so I don't actually know how long it's going to run for. But that's the 2 main differences between the old one and the new one, is the fact that it's rechargeable and the fact that it's smaller, a lot smaller. It's so small, when I put it on the end of my barrel, I had to do a few clicks because I got a bit of barrel droop. With the other one, this one, it's 1 click to bring it back on 0. So there's clearly a weight difference because it affects the gun less. Anyway, let's do a bit of a walk around. Now we've had the walk around, I'll go around the whole unit now and explain the features. So, starting off, one of the new features is there is a Picatinny mount at the bottom here. That will fit on all those fancy rails that are around these new military style rifles, so you can use it, every day, really, without even noticing it's there. I would honestly think if it's on the chassis of the rifle, you wouldn't even notice the thing was there. So this also, you can swap this out and put a V in, which is, more akin to using it when attaching it to a barrel, because it's got a thinner V. So that's a nice feature. So there's a nice little curve here on the top, and this is what I tend to use, because it fits nice on my cylinder here. And I just put an elastic band around the top, and it's been working fine for me, and that's how I'm going to use it on Tangerine Dream. Now, as you can see here, it's a lot smaller profile at the front. The area where the radar energy comes out for it to be measured is clearly a smaller unit than previously. On the side here, we have the on-off button with a nice big green light that comes on, and there's a red light and things like that for when it's charging and charged. So you get quite a bit of information for it. And then there again, there's the charge port again. But the main thing about this unit is its Bluetooth connectivity, and it runs on an app on your mobile phone or iPad. And this gives you a complete breakdown of all the information about your shots. It gives you shot speed, it gives you foot-pounds energy. It also allows you to put the weight of the pellet in, so you're getting the correct energy levels for your particular setup. The options on this app are pretty much endless, even down to the fact a lot of people say to me, I bought one of these in the past and they're slightly out compared to other chronographs. Well, what I would say is, which chronograph is right? How do you know? We don't have a calibration facility in our sheds. But if you prefer the reading from another chronograph and you believe it's more accurate, there is a calibration setting on the app, and you can adjust the calibration of the unit by up to 2% either way of what it's currently measuring. So that comes in really handy if you want to make it represent the same as other chronographs that you've got. Other than that, what I would say is, yes, I am fair. It's a lot smaller unit. If you've got the version 1, I would say functionality, there's not an awful lot of difference. If you're using it infrequently and you're not eating the batteries, I would honestly see no reason to upgrade. But if you're buying a chronograph for the first time, or you need a new one, I would definitely consider this, because it is small, it's rechargeable. I've found it to be very accurate and represent what other chronographs represent with my gun here. It's just a canny little unit. You know, this is not an £800 chronograph that will, you know, deliver results as an £800 chronograph, but this is very, very accurate, and in my opinion, for me, it's been very consistent. What I will say is, finally, on a kind of wrap up for this, I genuinely believe, for safety reasons and your obligations of an airgunner, that every airgunner should own a chronograph, because first of all, it makes sure that you are within the legal limits of the power constraints of the law. And that's really important. You need to be a responsible airgunner, because believe it or not, it can be quite easy to exceed those limits without even knowing it. So, you know, keep one of these handy or something similar, and make sure you're shooting safely within the law. And also, if you're a benchrest geek like me, you're going to have to measure your pellets against the speed that you're shooting them, against the accuracy you're getting, and note it all down, because every pellet shoots differently, and there is a sweet spot of speed for each pellet to get that ultimate accuracy out of it. And that's what I use these mostly for. When I'm practicing in the shed, I pretty much have the chronograph set up all the time. And what that does for me is, if I miss a shot, and I know it's a rarity, but if I miss a shot, I can see whether the gun's had a blip and shot at a higher speed or a lower speed, or I've just choked and chopped it, or it could have been the pellet. So it's nice to know if the gun's performing correctly as well. So finally, again, yeah, get one of these. Make sure you're shooting safely and within the law. And I do genuinely believe it's everybody's obligation to have who shoots airguns, to have a chronograph and shoot safe. Until next time, guys, remember, just get out there if you can in the winter and keep living that airgun dream. I'm going to do my best. So until later, guys, take care. Bye-bye.